Welcome, Algebra 1B, and we're actually going back. This is 13.1 notes. We already looked at graphs and stuff, but this is easy peasy stuff, as usual, on odds and probability. So you have seen these in the past, so I don't expect them to take too long. So let's get right on into it. Probability, the definition is the chance of an event happening. All right, it's represented in a few different ways. You will either see it as a fraction, okay, you'll see it as a decimal, or most likely a percent. We will do odds later because there's a big old difference between the two of them. So focusing right now on probability, okay? So rolling a six-sided die, you should all be familiar, hopefully, with what a six-sided die looks like. 1, 2, 3, boop, boop, boop. Okay, something like that. If you're rolling a six-sided die and you want to know the probability of getting a 1, all right, probability is always what you want. So we want 1 to occur, and it's always over the total things in the event. So there's a total of 6 sides to our die. So there are 6 sides to our die. We want it to land on a 1, so there's a 1 out of 6, or 1 over 6% chance of that happening. Easy peasy stuff, rolling a die, 1 over 6. Say you wanted the probability of getting an even number. Well, how many numbers are even? You have 2, 4, and 6 on a die, so that's 3. And over the total numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's over 6, 1/2. You probably knew that already. Another little example for probability. Again, probability and odds, those are the big difference. IRONMAN. Dun, 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 dun. I want to know the probability of selecting an N. Well, it can help first to know the total things we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total letters. And how many N's are there? 2 N's. And 2 over 7, if you do type down your calculator, just to show you, it is approximately 0.285%. And as you learned in the past, if you want that as, 0.285, if you want that as a percent, you simply move the decimal 2 spots. So it is actually about 28.5% chance. Each way I will accept. Standard card deck, we will be doing more with that in the future. So if you don't know exactly a standard card, there are hearts, diamonds, spades, and also clubs, or that's actually a club, and spades in the deck, 13 of each. And if I wanted to know probability a heart is drawn, well, there are 13 hearts. How lovely. 13 hearts over 52, which comes out to be 0.25 or 1/4. Soccer ball. So my soccer ball at the top of the desk has 5 airheads, 4 reeses, and 3 hershey kisses. Probability of an airhead. Well, you guys have done this before. Let's find the total of the number of candy pieces that are in there. 5 plus 4 is 9, plus 3, there's 12 pieces in there. Let's say someone reaches in. They want to get an airhead because they are so popular. 5 out of 12, or you can tell all your friends that you have a 0.416 or 41.6 repeated percent chance. Okay, Spinner has numbers 1 through 10. Easy peasy stuff again. Probability of landing on an even. So let's think, if we have our spinner 1 through 10, you can certainly, I encourage drawing as always. So 1, 2, that's not a big enough spinner. There would be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The even numbers, of course, would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we're looking at 5 over 10 numbers, 1/2. easy. Okay? We'll come back to this other little bit first. So, the main focus, probability and odds. These are different, and this is the only really tricky thing today. They are not the same thing, okay? Odds and probability represent similar circumstances, but they are represented differently. So, the odds, they are dealing with the total, so there's either odds against or for. So odds for takes the number that you want, the number of events you want, over the number you don't want. Odds against is opposite. It takes, so if we need to use perhaps things you don't want will be in red, things you want will be green. Whoops. Will be green. Odds against will similarly take the things you don't want, the number of things, over those that you do want. Okay, so rolling a 6-sided die and similar examples. I want to know the odds for a 1. Probability was over here. It's not going to be 1 in 6. So now we're focusing on odds. I want a 1. So that means I don't want a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, or 6. So there's 1 total ways over 5 bad ways. Or we call it a 1 to 5 odds. Okay, that's normally how you'll see it with a semicolon. Letters in IRONMAN are selected, odds for the end. So I know before that we have 7 total letters, but odds does not deal with the total number of letters. It deals with what you want. So I want an N. There are 2 N's. I feel like Wheel of Fortune. There are 2 N's. Well, how many other letters are in the word then? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 others, meaning our odds for getting that N would be 2 to 5. 2 to 5 would be the odds for. Similarly, the odds for a heart being drawn, there are 13 hearts that I want. Sorry, should be in green, because I want the 13 hearts. I don't want the other cards. So that means there's 52 total cards minus 13. There are 39 other cards, others, and 13 over 39. Those can either be how you represent your odds, or you can reduce it to 1 to 3. So those are odds for. Now, let's look at an odds against. 5 Airheads, 4 Reese's, 3 Hershey's means, again, there are 12 total pieces, but I'm more concerned. I don't want a Reese's. So odds against a Reese's. So this time I want the total of things above that I don't want. So Airheads and Kisses, there's 5 and 3. So 5 things plus 3 things means there's 8. Things that I want are the Reese's, so against a Reese's. That means there would be 4 down below, odds against. And that means we have an 8 to 4 ratio against the Reese's. Okay, so against means everything else is up top. Spinner has numbers 1 through 10, odds against, again, stopping on a 2. Well, stopping on a 2 is essentially what we are looking at happening. So odds against means we have one thing down below, a 2. Odds against, there are 9 other numbers, so 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, that means there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 2. 9 to 2 is how you would say it, so it's just 9, 2, 2, 2, 9, 2, 2. Alright, odds, probability. That is the main thing. So, what I'd like you to do on Google Classrooms, you thought you were getting away from it, huh? I would like you to give your own example of a probability and an odds. So I want you again to come up with one example. It could be rolling a die, it could be something creative, so be creative. So an event. And I also want you to compare what the probability of the said event is versus the odds. So look at the examples above. On one side or on one example, you want to have, so if you're using a spinner or something, you want to talk about numbers 1 through 10, probability of landing an even, the odds against landing on an even. So 2 examples on Google Classrooms, your post, and that is about it. Tally-ho, everybody, and have a wonderful day.